everybody, welcome back to another video. It's the T on MPD and relationships. Hey everybody, hello, welcome back everyone. To all of course, my new subscribers and new family members, I want to say thank you. Welcome. Okay, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, hey fam, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video, family. I'm going to plug our Thursday night live stream because it's so important. I'd love to see you there Thursday nights at 5:30 p.m. We go live right here on the channel. I'd like for you to join us on that Thursday night live stream. Why? Because this is where I tell y'all all the time, this is where we get to the meat of the matter, okay? And the crux of the conversation. This is where we examine those deep conversations with the soul, about the soul, so that the soul may be repaired through what? The power of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So we give Holy Spirit preeminence in this space to do exactly what he needs to do in order for us to heal, become whole, and move forward. I'd love to see you there. 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Y'all already know I'm about to ask y'all to do what? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Can y'all hit that like button for me? Can you hit the like button for me? Family, I'm going to tell y'all something. I got to be real honest right here, like I always am. I'm very disappointed at our likes. I really am. I'm very disappointed. How do we have, we're not even getting 1,000 on our likes. And I just think that if you jump in the comments and you say that you love this channel and you love the content that I put out, why won't you just hit the like button? I know sometimes we forget, but the like button also saves the video in your liked videos. It does. So if you can't remember which video it was you were watching, if you hit the like button, it saves it in your archive on YouTube. You can go to your liked videos and you can find it again. Okay, so y'all family, let's please do a better job on hitting that like button. It's real simple. It doesn't cost you anything, all right? And I'm not begging for those of you, if you want to get in the comment section and say something like I'm begging, please don't, because you're weird. You know, every content creator wants you to hit that like button. Why? Because it helps the information spread throughout the algorithm. Okay. The goal of the day is 2.1K plus. That's the goal of the day. But we're just not getting those likes. And I hate to know that you're telling me that you really enjoy the content, but you don't enjoy it enough to support the channel. And that's very sad. I don't want to know that I have people like that in my community. I really don't. But that's what I have to say about the like button. Okay, so please hit the like button. All right, y'all. And also listen, if you are in need of a coach, my coaching information, the email is listed below. And if you haven't picked up your copy, pick up your copy of Seduced by Satan today. All right, today. Pick up your copy today, and it is pinned in the description below. Listen, this is my first book collaborative effort. I would love for you to pick that up. And not only that, recommend it to your book club and grab a copy for yourself and somebody else. All right, y'all, let's jump into the topic of this video. I want to get right to it. I want to talk about the narcissist actually planned your discard and Hoover. Okay, they had it all planned out until you did this. Listen, y'all, I know that there are a lot of people out there hurting right now. And with the whole narcissism term being, some people say, oh, it's so overused. You know, people are just calling people narcissists and all they, and they actually didn't encounter a narcissist. They just got a toxic individual. And you know what, y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of that is true. I got to be real. Got to be honest with you. Some of that is true. Some people are not encountering narcissists. Some people are just encountering some very toxic people, perhaps a toxic codependent. Perhaps it could have been a borderline, excuse me, not necessarily a narcissist. And so I want to just tell you something about that. When you encounter a narcissist, you will know it. And most of you all are on this channel watching these videos because you encountered someone that truly embodied those traits that we've seen that you have to have at least 7 of the 9 traits, I think. I think it's 5 or 7 of the traits to be considered or to be diagnosed as a narcissist. So, and then one of the main ones that is non-negotiable is empathy. Okay. So yeah, I will say this is that, yeah, people, and the reason I wanted to bring that up is that when you go through this devaluation stage, a narcissist doesn't devalue you, not a true narcissist. That whole devaluation and everything, because we're talking about that, the discard, that whole discard devaluation doesn't happen like a normal relationship. It doesn't. It's completely different. It's completely disrespectful and all of that stuff. So I need to share that with you so you know if, okay, they had your discard and the Hoover all planned out. Let's see what characterizes a narcissist, a true narcissist, what their discard looks like, and the fact that they're getting ready to Hoover you too. Okay, they're going to do all of this. And so that's why I wanted to bring up that part about, how narcissists devalue and they discard, because everybody is not a narcissist, but we got a whole host of people. I mean, we got a whole bunch of them that are. We really do. So again, yeah, the narcissists, they really did. They had your discard and they had your Hoover all planned out until you did this. And basically, this is what happens. When a narcissist meets you and when you got into the relationship with the narcissist, most of us, and I've said this on videos before, most of us are guilty of oversharing. Okay, we are. And that's an unfortunate piece, because in that oversharing, the narcissist gets way more information than they should have gotten in the beginning. I mean, they just do. And so you don't know that the narcissist is actually now compartmentalizing this information that you're oversharing. You don't know that the narcissist is doing this, but they are. They're compartmentalizing that thing, and they're actually, they're like, okay, well, we're going to spin it like this. When it's time for me to devalue this person and discard this person, this is what I'm going to do. So they basically take you through that devaluation stage. And so they start to bring up things that you told them in confidence and things like that. And the reason that they do that is they want to make you feel lower than low. And this is a huge way that they set it up for the Hoover, and the manipulation of the actual discard and the Hoover. Okay, they start to bring up that information, and then they start to ridicule you about it, especially if it was something that you shared, that you did, that you were not proud of, and it was a very vulnerable space. Narcissists love that type of information. They do. They really do. They love that type of information. Why? Because they understand that information is powerful. They know that the more information they have on you, the more ways they have to manipulate you, to abuse you, to do all of the different things that they do. Okay? So as you are oversharing, the narcissist is compartmentalizing that information. They're doing all of that. Okay, so now that they have information, they know that when it's time for them to get rid of you, all of the things that they told you was so beautiful about you and so wonderful, and they can't believe that they have a person like you, and they're just so some of them say, oh, I'm so blessed to have you, this, that, and the third. Okay, yeah, they do. And then they'll say some things like, well, I know that we're going to be great. I know this and that. They'll just, I mean, they just like to butter the bread on both sides. They really do. Yeah, they do. And so you think that you have your person. You think that you're dealing with somebody that really is a good person, and, they're going to have your back. And that's the last thing that they do. They're not going to have your back. They're going to actually take something and put it in your back, but they're not going to have your back. And y'all know what I'm saying. You know how they say they get that knife and do what in your back? I'm just saying it, and we're not saying that literally, but that's what happens when people lie and they don't support you wholeheartedly. And that's a narcissist, because they're not going to do that. They're not going to protect you. They're not going to have your back. So anyway, as the devaluation stage is going down, and you're trying to figure out what happened, because you got all of this controlled chaos going on around you, all of this crazy stuff. This is what the narcissist does. It's controlled chaos. It's stuff that they have instigated. They already know what they did. They already know that they're the proponents of everything that's going wrong in that relationship. They already know that. They don't need you to tell them that. They know what's up. Okay? They know. Now, you are in the relationship and you're just like, okay, so what are we doing here? Why are you talking to me like this? And you're asking the narcissist questions, because the narcissist is on their way out. You're asking them questions. They're not giving you answers. You're basically saying to them, you're talking about all of these things that I told you in confidence, and I thought it was between the two of us. I never thought that you were going to bring this back up, and throw it in my face and this and that. And I haven't done anything for you to do that. So why are you doing this? And the narcissist is just ignoring you. They're not listening to they're not even having a quality conversation to address these things. I mean, they're not. And they don't feel like they have to. Because at the end of the day, they're in control of this whole situation. They're in control of the fact that it's rocking and reeling. They're in control of all of that. And so you're just sitting there like, I just cannot believe that this individual is doing this. Yes, they are. So what you do is, you're asking questions. You're saying, hey, do you think we can go to counseling? And the narcissist has already planned, because they're already out there with the new supply now. And they've already planned, and that. Something is going on because you could feel it, right? And so they're out there with the new supply, and you're just like, okay, and some of y'all got evidence that they were actually out there with that new supply. These birds, they're crazy. They do some of the craziest stuff when you in that devaluation stage, and they don't care. They really don't. They don't care about your feelings. So you sitting there talking to the narcissist. You're like, hey, can we go to counseling? Can we, what happened? I don't know how this world just turned upside down. Like, we are completely opposites now. Oh, but y'all been opposites. The narcissist just been lying this whole time. That's just really what it is. But, we didn't know that. You've been opposite. They've been oppositional against you. You just didn't know it. So you asking all of these different questions. Narcissists just going on, ignoring. Then you got a revelation. Yeah, you did. You got a revelation on that thing. And you was just like, wait a minute, you've done this to me. This is like the second or third time that we've gone through this thing. And now the light bulb just came on in your head. And baby, when that light bulb came on in your head, that narcissist was getting ready to discard you. They had already planned the Hoover, how they were going to come back and tell you it was all your fault. And after about 2 months away from you playing with that new supply, they were because all of the information they had gathered and all of the arguments and fights that they had already instigated, they already knew how they was getting ready to Hoover you back. Baby, you got that revelation in your head, and you went on ahead and 86 that narcissist. Woo! Baby! Yes, you did. See, they had it all planned out until you got the revelation that, guess what? That narcissist might be lying to me, but their patterns don't lie. This pattern right here, it ain't lying to me. You discarded that narcissist. You did. And you meant that thing. Yeah, you did. You meant that thing. Not only did you discard the narcissist, but you blocked them. And a lot of y'all changed your phone number and your address. Now, that's how you do it right there. I ain't even finna lie. Yeah, that's how you do it. If you did that, I want you to drop a comment below, because I want to, listen, high five to you. Woo! High five to you. Y'all, this right here, I think has to be one of the funniest things that I have. Like when I hear stories like this, and the narcissist plan actually backfired. They had Joe Discard and Hoover planned until you did this, until you actually beat them to the discard, y'all. I'm gonna tell you something, because what you did was you left that narcissist reeling. You left them over there with the new supply that they were planning to leave in about 6 weeks. And guess what? They got to stay. You know why they got to stay? Because there's no more room in the inn. Ain't no more room in your inn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what happened. That's what happened. And see, the narcissist is so stupid. They don't always get it right, y'all. And see, they're always working off of emotion. They're working off of emotion. They're working off the fact that you're going to also be emotional. But this wasn't no emotional decision that you made because the light bulb came on. Yeah, it did. The light bulb came on, and honey, you made a decision off of revelation and information. How about that? Oh no, this fool got a whole pattern. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you in the win. Y'all, I just love it when this happens. I really do. Because guess what? When a person has the strength enough, because it's easy to stay, it's hard to let go. And see, when you let go, that means I'm ready for whatever. I want all the smoke. That's what you saying. I want all the smoke, baby. I do. So that's what you let that narcissist know. Congratulations. You are the biggest winner. All right, family. So this right here is something they don't have an answer for. And guess what? You took all the toys and the power and look, all of the stuff that they could have used against you. You just took it away by taking your power back. You made the decision, not them. Good job. All right, family. So listen, I hope this helps. And listen, I want y'all to be real good to yourselves. All right. And I love you all. And I will see you all on the next video, fam. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family.